But I want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop. So this is my story time, The Candy Shop. Hello, everybody, and welcome to The Candy Shop. I am Candace.
And I am the real lovely C.
And this is The Candy Shop. We are reviewing the finale episode of Ready to Love. How are you feeling, the real lovely C?
I'm feeling better. I tell you, I had a little cold going on, but I had to push through it. If not, I'd still be in the bed.
Yes, I was sick. I had the flu last week, and I'm still congested, but I'm pushing through. I feel a lot better this week.
Yeah, me too. Nasal spray and all. Mm-hmm.
Yes, well, I'm glad that you're feeling better. Let me acknowledge some of these comments. Hey, Chi-Town Naja girl, dropping the candies in the chat. Also, make sure you guys drop the purple hearts in the chat for the real lovely C. Her channel is in the description as well, so please make sure you subscribe. Oh, hey, Chef Hannah, thank you for the $19.99 super chat. We miss you here at the candy shop. Hopefully you'll be joining me soon. Hannah's been sick as well, so we haven't done most money together. I think her and her fiance had the C word, the carnival.
Yeah. So, right. Hope she get better.
Yes. So thank you for that, Hannah. And hey, Chi-Town Naja girl, she says smack that notification bell so you won't miss out on any of the tasty treats from the candy shop. Yes, and become a sugar baby by hitting the subscribe button. Hey, Sharon F, it is good to see you.
Hello, Sharon F. Good to see you.
Purple hearts. Yes, so let's get into this show. So this was the finale episode, and I have to admit, like, I did not enjoy this season at all because they seemed like actors. Like, none of it was genuine. And thank you to my hubby, Vernon Speak Sports, for the $19.99 super chat. Thank you.
All right.
I'm getting the money today. This feels good. I gotta come back on more often. But how so do you want to, we could just talk about it by couple. So what couple do you want to talk about first?
Let's talk about Sydney and Phil. You know, because Sydney and Phil had, you know, their dinner and they had their conversation on about what happened with him and Shiloh. And like I did on the last review, him and Shiloh got into it. He picked Shiloh up. Shiloh didn't like that. And she made a decision to go ahead on and exit out. And Sydney was his other what do you call it? His other interest. So they end up being together, which I was disappointed because I was team Shiloh and Phil the whole time.
I was, and not to cut you off. And hey, Hannah, I was just talking about you, so it's good to see you. Thank you for the super chat as well. And Chi-Town dropped those purple hats.
Thank you, Chi-Town. Thank you.
With Shiloh, she really, I liked her, but I knew she was crazy though when she was crying when that other guy left. The guy that only wanted her, and she was crying. Here goes my daughter looking for her Barbies. They're not out here, going there. But I got mad at Shiloh because now I do understand when a man is grabbing you, you don't want him to just pick you up. But with what she was trying to do, it sounds like she was walking towards somewhere that was dangerous, and he didn't want them to be in. Hold on. Sorry about that. But he didn't want he didn't. Okay, so he didn't want her or him to be in danger of what was going on. And so I can respect that. And I can see why. I understand you get mad sometimes and you want to walk away, because I've gotten mad at my husband and wanted to walk away.
Because you need some air and you want to absorb absorb everything that just
Yeah,
happened. You know what I'm
but
saying? Because
you
it's the adult way of handling it.
exactly.
But I guess because they had some drinks, and his end is that he wanted them to talk about it, and he wanted to make sure she was just safe. He wanted
Exactly.
her
And
to
I
be
don't,
safe.
for me, I don't care how mad I get. I'm always aware of my surroundings. So
Hmm.
I used to live in DC at one point, and there are certain parts, especially in downtown DC, the club area where that you can go on one street. I think it used to be H Street, had the streetwalkers and all types of people. So there are
Hmm.
it has its pockets, and so for her to just go walking off, it just seemed real dramatic to me. And I didn't like her after that. Like, she can go.
Yeah, but they don't have them walkers like that no more. That was
Oh,
back in the 80s.
yeah.
I'm in the DMV area, so not no more.
Well, when I lived there, it was like the 2000s or whatever. They would be there at times in certain areas, and then I remember, I guess I can say this, "Hose Up, Pimps Down." It was an HBO show. They used to
Yes.
put it in DC, had a streetwalkers on there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
let lingerie and everything. You don't know what you might get. You might get a male or you might get a female. You don't know.
right. But like you know how it is down there, especially like Adams Morgan, that area where it's all those clubs. It has its sketchy parts, and so I feel like
Right.
she was being. I feel like she was just more mad at the fact that she knew that he was not 100% into her. She knew that he was into Sydney, and so she wanted to be dramatic about it. So yeah, I
He
wasn't.
did not, because he did not give her that answer that she wanted to hear,
Mm-hmm.
the way she wanted to hear. You
Yes.
know, he avoided it on the last episode by giving her a kiss and cut her off. But he
Mm-hmm.
still had, he hadn't decided yet. But I wish they would have gave Shiloh more camera time, and that they didn't do.
Yeah, she was a very beautiful woman. Just she
Yes.
seemed crazy to me, and I hate to call
Hello.
somebody crazy, but she seemed crazy to me. I'm sorry. That was like strike two for me.
Oh.
Strike one, like I said, was her crying when that other guy left. Strike two was this situation with Phil, and I'm glad that she respectfully left the show.
Well, that's just like Camille when like I discussed on the last one, where Camille had to tell Cornelius that he wasn't ready to love because of Aisha and them had their conflict. And you know what happened there? Camille said, I'm going with my man, packed her stuff, and they left that night, honey.
Yeah, and
So,
it was boring watching them, but we all knew that they were a couple. I hated how she was forcing him to be in that relationship. But it looks like if you look at the previews, Cornelius and Camille are going strong. Like
mm-hmm.
she had, well, I'm gonna just say it. I feel like she gave him some cat or something at the way he still stuck on her. I know they're supposed to be religious and he's waiting, but I think she put it on him somehow because that man is not going anywhere. And that she's so bossy and pushy. She had to do something.
So, you said something, something, a little
Yeah.
something, something.
So yeah, she had to give him some cat
Oh,
or something. I'm
yeah,
trying not to go too after dark on this, this
I hear you
episode.
now.
So who do you want to talk about next?
Well, the men had to take the ladies to meet their family, and this is the final episode.
Yeah.
So, Frank connection was Sydney and Moomin.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm sorry, my phone went off,
Oh,
stopped
no
ringing.
worries.
Let me just turn it off. I'm sorry. But their connection, it was just a lot. Sydney and Frank would not have made a good couple anyway, because they was too much like friends. So
Yeah, I can see that. I can see that. Even though they had a lot in common, they said they ran in the same circles. I didn't think
right,
Sydney was feeling Frank like that, but to me, he was more into her than she was into him.
right. I'm sorry about that, to turn my phone off.
Oh, no
Yeah.
worries.
Yeah. Yeah, so they met the family, and Frank don't have any siblings. So his two cousins is who was introduced, and they really was falling for Moomin. And Mommy want three kids, whatever comes first, if it's capable. But see, I said it when they was passing the food in their mouth together, that them two was gonna end up together. And see, it could have been Walter, because see, Walter put all his eggs in one shell and got dumped.
Yes, we will get to that because actually I wanted Moomy with Walter. They made a cute couple to me.
They
Um,
was sitting there making this song, at the
yeah,
piano. In the
but it
beginning, when it first came on, and
yeah,
then a 369 happened,
a 360.
and Miss Thing just laying on the beach, not the beach, in the pool on her little swan, honey. Yes, so confident while they sitting down there talking about what happened and how Moomin was feeling, so it is what it is. And he put all his eggs in that basket, and he chose her, and my goodness, she let him down
Do you
after
think
all that
Walter?
work.
Do you think he was ready to love?
Yes, I do.
Mm.
I do. I really do. Because he was a widow, and he was ready to settle down. He was ready to settle down.
Yes, I let it. You
What
said
is the
369.
369?
360. That sounds
Ah.
sexual. 69. But no, why do you think Walter was ready to love?
I think Walter was lonely, but he was
Mhm.
dating, and he was dating younger females. Um he's him and Sabrina was the same age. He's 40 years old, and so was Sabrina. And she had some red flags when she told him a couple of things, but I think when she told him that she was a dancer, and that was a red flag for him then, but he still overlooked it. You understand what I'm saying? And it really hurt me to my heart to see his heart. I was really feeling for him, because they had on matching clothes and everything. I like, yeah, these paid actors,
Yeah,
because
because I was
both of
gonna
them
say,
had on, both of them had on the same color. If you think everybody had on the same color except for Moomy and Frank.
hmm I feel like going back to Walter, and we can talk about Walter and Sabrina. That was her name.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I'm glad she didn't go home with him because the way he came off to me, I didn't think he was ready to love. He wasn't genuine with anybody. Like you said, I think he was lonely, but he came on the show with an assignment, and that was just to be an actor on the show. um, she, he just, when you look at him, it didn't seem like he really had chemistry with anybody. He settled for Sabrina because she was a little bit more aggressive than the other women, but it didn't come
Mm-hmm.
off to me like he really liked her either. Like, even when she was meeting his family, he was so quiet the whole time, and you would think a man that's really into you would want to dote on you to his family.
Right.
But when
Right.
they was asking him questions about her, he was like, "Wait till she get here. Wait till she get here. Ask her." Then when she gets there, he's quiet the whole time. So I just didn't feel like he was interested in her like that. He just chose her because she was the only choice left on the show for him because he had already messed it up with Moomin.
Right.
Moomin could already see through all his bull. And so she left him
Mm-hmm.
alone. So all he had left was Sabrina. And that's what gets me about the couples on this show. It just seemed like most of these people settled because that's just who was left. And the
Right.
only real couple, I hate to say this, the only real couple to me was Camille and Cornelius. But what are your thoughts on all of that?
I agree with you. I agree with you. I just, like I said, I stand by it. I am glad that Dante and Aisha hooked up, and I wish Aisha would have had more camera time also, because you know they didn't they had more phone time on the phone. They most of their dating took place over the phone, unless somebody was driving up in the DMV and sitting on the couch, and dates that we don't know about.
Mhm.
But you
Yes.
know Dante and Aisha looked like they would make it. One reason is because she loves to cook. She was straight up with his family. Yeah, I would pay a bill or two. They said, what about 50-50? She said, I'm a woman, I'm not a man. And I
Right.
want flowers. I want you to open the door for me. Everything that a woman wants. You know what I'm saying? No, we don't want to pay all the bills. We want to pay some, but we don't want to pay all the bills. You understand what I'm saying? And we want to get our nails done. We want to get our hair done. We want to do what we like to do. But she owns her own beauty parlor. So and I don't know what type of work he does, but I think he has a very good job, because he had um nothing bad to say about her. He was like, she got it. She got it.
Mhm.
He lives in a house. If that was the house that the interview took place in, it's a nice house. So, you know,
Yeah, I
that's what she. Mm-hmm.
I agree. Going to Sharon's comment, I do agree. Ready to Love needs to make some changes to the format. The one format that I did like was the when the pandemic first hit in the first season of Houston. Remember, they had them staying at a resort, and so they had to
Mm-hmm.
spend like 2 or 3 weeks with each other and make their connections that way. So I did like that season. Um, with what they do now, it just seems like they're literally coming to a job to act and then they leave and go home and just do whatever. But with the first season of Houston, they were stuck at that resort together. And so I feel like they were able to build deeper connections from that season.
Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
So and Sharon, who's freaking frat? Cornelius and Camille? Who's freaking frat? But I liked Aisha and Dante. I think it's good that he does have his kids already because she doesn't want kids. So I like them. Yeah, it wasn't I don't have that much to say about them. It seems like they have a genuine connection. They really like each
Yeah.
other. So that's
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Uh oh
And I
Sharon
think
said yes.
Phil is Sydney, they're gonna do well. Phil is a very handsome man. He is a very handsome man, and he's quiet to a degree, but like they always say, you got to watch them quiet ones. He's from New York, you know what I'm saying? But he has a loving family, and they asked all the right questions. My thing is Sydney going to is Sydney ready to love? Is my question.
Right. And I didn't know Phil was from New York because New York men usually seem rowdy to me. So He's so quiet. I didn't know he was from New York, but I think they make a really good couple. I don't I do think they genuinely liked each other. And
Mm-hmm.
key word I said liked. Because Sydney, like you said, she might not be as into him as he is into her. Like he seems like he's ready to marry Sydney the way he was looking at her. So
Mm-hmm.
I like them. I cannot wait to see the reunion though and see what happens with everybody because it looked like everybody was crying on the reunion.
The reunion look like it's gonna be off the chain, though. It really looks like it's gonna be off the chain. I'm like really excited for to see that because I was just reviewing it again. Make sure I had my notes right. And then because at first they wasn't showing the reunion, but they showed a clip of it, and I said, "Oh my goodness, I cannot wait." I cannot wait,
Right.
honey.
Right.
Yes,
And
indeed.
yeah, with Phil and Sydney, I definitely agree that it's a physical attraction with them.
Mm-hmm.
So yes. Did we miss any other couples or was that all of them? Oh, Moomin and Frank. Um that couple right there. Can
We
you
did
hear me?
Moomin and Frank.
Yeah, Moomin and Frank though, with that relationship, I don't think we talked about them together. It just seems like he's settling for her because he knows Sydney wants Phil. Sharon said nothing wrong with it, but you
Mm-hmm.
need more to build a relationship. I 100% agree. Um, Sydney comes off
Right,
really
exactly.
young. Phil, I can tell, is older. He's a little bit more settled, but he looks young. Phil looks like a little boy to me. Um, but going back to Frank and Moomin, it looks like on the reunion it's going to unfold that that connection is not genuine. Well, we'll see. That's what I'm
Mm-hmm.
assuming about that because I feel like he was settling for her, and she, in a sense, is settling for him because it seems like she really wanted Walter, but was upset when Walter gave Sabrina more attention. So it was two people because I can't completely blame him. I feel like Mumine is not 100% into Frank like how she was into Walter.
Yeah, now that they had some time to with each other as couples. So it looked like it's some arguing and stuff went down in this on this reunion, and
Mhm.
I can't wait. Right? I cannot wait to the reunion because it looked like it is going to be more interested than the show is because they were going back and forward and heads going like this and everything, and I was like,
Mhm.
who was that? What that about? You know what I'm saying? I'm like, hit the rewind button just so I can feel it. I'm like, I'm for that mess, honey. I am for it. Yes.
Yeah, I'm interested to see. Sharon said Walter said other folks was in Mumin's ear and not Sabrina. So that's interesting.
And she's
Who what
right.
who was the other
She's
folks?
right.
Frank? Who was the other folks? I want to know who.
Well,
The ladies.
it okay, it was more the Brown Girl Club
Mm, you're
is
right.
what
I
I
forgot they
believe.
had
The
that clip.
Brown Girl, because it was Moomy, Zadia, and
And Camille.
and Camille. Yeah.
Mm, yeah.
So I think they may have a lot to do with it because if you notice, um, when Camille and them left, Zadia ended up leaving, and the man that she ended up being with, because she was supposed to be dating
Dante.
Dante too, but Dante did a turnaround and went to Aisha. So I forgot the other guy name who was her connection, and she was his only connection. And when they sent her home, he came back and said, that was my only connection, and I don't want to waste anybody's time. You know what I'm saying? So you got three people that walked off the show, ain't tried to try somebody else out. That's why I say
Yeah.
I think a lot of them was paid actors. You know,
Yeah.
because like Corey is definitely one.
Yes, I agree with Hannah. I couldn't stand the brown girl squad either. And we know that there's colorism on the show, but I hated that they brought the color. Like, why did they have to name their squad the Brown Girl Squad?
The
They could have
brown
been
girl.
like cuties with the slim waist and or slim waist, thick thighs, or something like that. I don't know, but anything but the
Anything but the brown
brown girl
girls.
squad. Yeah,
Exactly. You know. Cause
because
then I was like, all of them brown. I was like, now who a part of that? Aisha, cause I'm that complexion. So I'm like, okay, so
it had the light skinned girls on the show did something like that, people would have been screaming colorism if
mm-hmm,
light skinned women would have did that. So
mm-hmm,
yeah, I didn't like that at all. It's one
mm-hmm.
thing to have a sisterhood and have a connection with other black women, but when you add the color aspect into it, it's kind of weird. So
You're right. You're right. You're
mhm.
absolutely right.
Oh, hey here,
Absolutely
her
right.
TV. Good to see you. But yeah,
Hello here, her TV.
yeah,
Mm-hmm.
I the Brown Girl Squad, I know they were probably in Moomin's ear in regards to Walter and Sabrina. So I can't wait to see how the reunion unfolds. So yeah, we'll see how it goes.
Right.
What are your final
Right.
thoughts?
So
Oh, go ahead.
my final is the one I feel bad for Walter because he didn't find love and he let Moomy go and Moomy was really feeling him. They made a song together and the one he let go um and the one that he chose made him look like a fool. You know what I'm saying? And I really feel bad for him because I really feel like he was looking for love. You know,
Mhm.
um, Dante and Aisha, I think they'll make a wonderful couple. I think um, they're going to be together for a while, and so is Phil and Sydney. Now, Frank and Moomy, they got a lot in common, and both of them they have African whatever you call it, heritage. Her family is half African. I don't know if it's Nigerian or what it is, but the culture, Frank is half the whatever their culture is. So like his father, Mooney's father gave it to him straight. You know what I'm saying? So overall, I think it was a good show. It was boring in the beginning, and I had to really get into it. But after you get into it, it was really good. It really got good at the end, really toward the end. So, would I watch another episode of this? Yes, I would, because this was the first time I ever seen it, and I followed it because you said so, and I think we had a good show.
Right. Thank you. And shout out to Red Label Confessions and Reactions. Q, good to see you. Drop those. Yeah, I'm glad
Hello,
you got the
Q.
purple hearts and candy in the chat. I want to go back to Sharon's comment. She said Walter's a nice looking man. He'll have no problem if he's serious about finding love. I agree. I don't think he's serious about finding love right now. I think I'm not. I don't even think he's like mourning the death of his wife because that happened like 20 years ago. But I really think he just didn't find anybody that
Yeah,
he connected with on the show. He may be ready to love,
right.
but maybe he just wasn't interested. But I cannot wait to see the reunion because it looked like Tasia walked out the room. So we'll see what
Yeah,
happens.
she did. She
Yes,
did. She walked out the room and she walked out crying. So
right.
you know, that's going to be interesting. That's really good. But it's something they saying something happened that didn't happen. So I don't know what that's about, but that was like in the previews of it. But I'm excited to see excited to see the review, the reunion, and I just can't wait.
Right. I can't either. So the reunion airs tomorrow. Me and the Real Lovely C will be reviewing the reunion on Saturday. So be sure to check us out. I cannot wait until January to see if they're going to be in DC to review the Ready to Love again. So I definitely will be reviewing the show again. But those were my final thoughts. This was fun. We're doing this show with you and reviewing Ready to Love. Be sure to subscribe to the Real Lovely C's channel. It's in the description. Help her get to at least her 500 mark to get that community tab. So, and of course, we want you to get to 1,000 as well. Oh, Sharon
right. Thank y'all so much. It's been a pleasure being on here with you, networking. I will be reviewing Sisters, so catch me on Sunday at 3:00. I'll be reviewing Sisters. It's on the On Network, and it is good, and it's hot, and it is juicy. So come on over and show your support. I really appreciate it.
Oh, thank you. Oh, and thank you, Hannah, again for the $9.99 super chat. Hannah's just showing me some love. Gave $30 today.
Oh,
be sure to check me and Hannah out on Monday. We're reviewing Ladies Who List Atlanta. We'll be doing episode 2. And thank you, Andrea Harvey, for joining. We're about to end. Oh, thank you, Hannah. We've missed you. Sharon, I know missed you. She was asking about you on Monday. But thank you, the Real Lovely C,
I hope she feels better.
Yes, thank you, the Real Lovely C, for joining me. Like I said, let's help her channel grow. We want to get her to the 500 mark soon to get that community tab, and then of course on to 1,000. Make sure you subscribe. Her link is in the description. This was fun. Also, make sure you subscribe to me. I had a good time. I'll be back on tomorrow to just talk my talk. I won't be talking about the YouTube streets tomorrow on Candidly Candace. It'll be more hot topics, but I just want to shoot the breeze, have an open chat, and see where it takes us. So thank you all for joining. Thank you, sugar babies. Love ya. Yes, we hope you're feeling better. And I'm glad you're feeling better, Hannah. And Chi-Town, get this Russian troll off my chat. But thank you guys. Excuse me.
Yeah, that's what I was talking about right there. Yes, honey. I had one of them last week. And there you go again. That's asking.
But yes, drop the candies in the chat. But thank you guys again. This was fun. Make sure you catch me tomorrow at, I think 10 o'clock is what I scheduled the show for. I will be doing hot topics. But bye everybody. I'm gonna play my little. I didn't upload my outro, but bye everybody. But I want to welcome everybody to my channel, The Candy Shop. I am so excited. The Candy Shop. So this is my story time, The Candy Shop.